So, for this equation, your homeowner is asking you, he plans to hang wallpaper on one wall of a bedroom that is 10 feet long. Let me go back because I messed that up. There you go. 10 feet long. If a strip of paper is 20 inches wide and strips are hung vertically, that means they're going to be put side to side to side. How many strips of wallpaper will the homeowner require? That's exactly how you should be reading it every time. So you're finding out how many strips can you do to fill up that 10 feet wall. So let's go through the answers we have here. We have 2.5, which doesn't make any sense because obviously it's going to be longer than 2. Then we got 3, and we got 5, we got 6, and we got 7. So we know a foot is 12 inches long, right? What is 12 times 6? Right, so we're going to go through here. 12. Let's do 12 times 3, actually. 12 times 3 is going to give you 36. 36 inches long. That's only 3 feet. It can't fill a 10-foot wall. So that's not going to add up because even if we do 20, it's still not going to fill it up high enough. Now let's say we do 5 times 20, right? And the reason why I'm using 20 is just because of these. You're actually going to have left over at the end of this, but it's your job to figure out what you can work with to get you not over and not under, but like pretty much around the same thing. So let's do 5 times 20. 5 times 20 is, let's say, 100, right? 5 times 20 is 100. That's still going to give you, it's not like perfect to fit between the 12 mark. So you're not going to have perfect feet along there. There's definitely a way to make it fit. But with this kind of reasoning, you have to look to what you know. 5 times 20 is fucking 100. To fill up a wallpaper 10 feet long with 20 things, you need about 120 inches. And that's just with that's just with the knowledge that I know. But for here, you'd have to add it up. So let's say I did do 5 times 20. That gave me 100, right? Now, what multiple of 12 can get me the closest to fucking... What multiple of 12 can get me the closest to fucking, whatchamacallit, to 100? Probably 9 times 12. Or 9 times 11, which is going to give me 99. Because whenever you're doing 11, the best part, think of it as when you're doing feet, whenever you do 11 times something, it's just going to be double the number. So if I would do it times 12, if I would do 9 strips, that'd be 108. You see what I'm saying? It'd be 108. But we got to remember, this is by 20 inches wide. So we're not doing 9 strips because if we're doing 20, it's going to be too much. That's going to get you way over the mark that you need. So 5 times 20 is 100. That means if we do 9 strips of fucking 20, it's going to be well past what we would do for 12 inches. So we'll have constant 8s left over, 8 inches left over. So what we want to do is that since we know it's not going to be 9, we know it's not going to be nothing too high. It can't be 10 because we only need 10 feet long. What you're going to do is that you're going to keep going down on the numbers with the numbers you're giving for the answers. You're going to find out what meets it closest. Let's do 6 times 20, right? That's going to get you 120. Six times 20 gets you 120, right? So let's say we do 12. So we need 10 feet, 10 times 12. And the reason why I'm doing 10 times 12 is because we need 10 feet long of a thing. And there's 12 inches in a foot. So we're going to find out that 10 times 12, whatever you do, whenever you're multiplying something by 10, you always just put a 0 at the end of it. So it's going to give me 120, right? 10 times 12 gets me 120. Same thing as doing 6 times 20. 10 times 12. So what we're doing is that we're finding what fits perfectly in this. And the best way for me to go over this again, so that way you better understand it, is whenever you're doing these questions, look at the answers and you're gonna go down the line of what fits. That what I would do for you is I will find out how long exactly in inches, since we're finding out 20 inches, how long exactly can I fit 20 inches, or how many inches exactly fits into 10 feet? Is gonna be obviously this much, right here, 120. You found out that 120 fits into there, and then you go down the answers to here, and you find out what fits the best. It ain't 7, it ain't 3, and it damn well ain't fucking 2.5. 2.5. So I put the half on the other side. You know what I mean? Damn well ain't fucking 2.5. So when you're doing these, don't complicate it. Don't go around the numbers trying to find extra dumb shit. Go through the answers that you have and find what fits right with it. If you do that, you give yourself a better chance than guessing and finding random numbers. You're going to make sense of this because it's arithmetic reasoning. You're reasoning with it. You're finding out what works with it the best. Slow down, read it, go through the options. That's the fastest way to do this. Go through the options. 5 times 20 is 100. Since we know that we need 120 at the tops, we know that's not going to fit. But obviously, since this is multiples of 20, all you're doing is adding another 20 right here. So we know that 6 fits perfectly. If we would do 7, it'll be 140. It'll be too high over the mark that we need for this. So the basis of what I'm saying is read the question, right? Find out what you need. 10 feet. Find out how long a foot is. You already did that before on the thing. It's only 12 inches long. The best thing to do is go through the answers and find out what fits best. If you can't exactly find out, make an educated guess off of what you know. That is going to save you a lot. You have to go off of what you know, and you have to go off of what makes the most sense. And if you're not sure, you go through the steps again and you find out what little pieces equal what. It's kind of like using a cheat code to it. All right? If you have any questions, let me know.